All right, welcome everybody. My name is Wendy Vandersteen. My husband Linton and I are presidential down in San Diego, and we love GoFun Places. We love being consumers of the product of the product, and we use our products daily, and we are so appreciative to this opportunity and what it has done for our families. It is my great pleasure to bring to the line a friend of ours who is an incredible leader out there in the marketplace. He has moved through the ranks to senior vice president within the first 2 weeks of coming on board with GoFun Places, and he brings so much more to the table than just being an affiliate out there building a business. On top of all of that, he's also providing so many of the incredible products, and boy, I'll tell you, I don't know if I'd love GoFun Places as much as I do if it weren't for the mall, because I shop through my mall daily, and so I have so much gratitude for this gentleman who works hard as a field leader as well as bringing his talents and his relationships to the table to really fill that mall with lots of products, and we haven't seen anything yet. I know that there's so many more products that are in line to be uploaded onto that mall as soon as we bring on those credit card merchant capabilities. So stay tuned for that in the upcoming days. But without further ado, I'd love to bring this wonderful friend of ours and an incredible leader, Senior Vice President Lance Baker, to share with you some more on all the different products we can see in the mall. And this is going to be a great product training. Take it away, Lance.
Thank you, Wendy. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfect, Lance.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Hey, do we have Dave Birch on this evening?
Sure do, Lance. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, Dave. I just want to make sure you were out there before I gave you a big introduction here.
Sure. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I appreciate you coming on, taking time out of your busy schedule. Guys, I'm really excited that you guys got on here tonight, and we are recording this call tonight because a lot of people that weren't able to get on this call, people that are already in the company that couldn't make it, or people that have yet to join the company, either as customers or affiliates. This is a product line that you guys are really going to want to pay attention to and see the facts, features, and benefits of this particular product line. You can't really appreciate this product line until you get it in your homes and until you see what it can do for your family, for your food, for your nutritional habits, those types of things. And the quality of what we're going to go over tonight is second to none. So, guys, what we're going to be sharing with you tonight and training on tonight is the Waterless Cookware system by Nutristal. And specifically the 22-piece cookware set. And I made a call to actually a friend of mine made a call to a guy today on very, very short notice and said, hey, you're one of the premier experts on this cookware system. Can we impose upon you to come on tonight's call for a few minutes and train our people on this? And he was generous enough to give us some of his time and move a few things around. And so it's my pleasure to introduce to you a guy by the name of Dave Birch. He's the Senior Vice President of the company that manufactures this. And they manufacture this cookware, I believe, Dave, is it out of South Africa?
It's in Asia, Lance.
In Asia, okay. And they ship thousands and thousands and thousands of these pieces all around the world and have for years and years, and had tremendous reviews on that. So, Dave, I've actually got the slides up in the order we discussed, and I don't know if you can see it on your computer screen there.
I certainly can. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. I'll just follow you then, and guys, pay close attention, but we do have it recorded if you want to go back and listen to it. So take it away, Dave.
Thanks, Lance. Again, my name is Dave Birch, and I'm with Nutristal Cookware. I want to take a brief moment and thank everybody for the opportunity for allowing me to join you tonight. It's our pleasure to be part of this wonderful effort. So we're going to talk a little bit about Nutristal Cookware. And the first thing would be Nutristal. What does that mean? Well, it's German. It's German for nutritious steel. And that is something that makes absolutely no sense to anybody at this point, but hopefully by the time we get done talking, it certainly will. Nutristal Cookware is part of the family that's referred to as, and this is a mouthful, stainless steel, waterless, greaseless, nutritional cookware. And we're going to break that all down for you over the next couple of minutes, I promise. This type of cookware is not sold in traditional brick-and-mortar retail stores because, frankly, it sells for a fairly fair price. The second thing is it requires a little bit of product knowledge, the type of product knowledge you just don't see in retail stores any longer. So it's the type of cookware that you most frequently see demonstrated at home shows, fairs, these types of things. And this style of cookware, this type of cookware, can sell for in excess of as much as like $4,000. And those of you perhaps that are familiar with it have seen companies like Salad Master or Royal Prestige would be another famous brand name. They do these types of shows and such. Nutristal is much more fairly priced than the $4,000 I'm talking about. And even at half of that, which Nutristal traditionally retails for, it's an incredible value. My understanding is that your program affords your end users the opportunity to even achieve a better value than that, and that's fantastic, and that's what we're all about. So let's, if we may, for a second, go back to the beginning with Nutristal and stainless steel. Those of you that are online, I think can see a beautiful picture of the cookware and such. And the Nutristal is made of Type T304, 24-element, surgical grade stainless steel. I mean, simply put, it is the most hygienic, sanitary, non-porous, non-reactive cooking surface that's available for cookware. It is the end-all and be-all of materials to use for cooking purposes. Now, what are some other types of cookware out in the marketplace that Nutristal might commonly compete against? Well, we're looking at three of them right now if we're online. One of them is non-stick coatings, for example, that is more commonly referred to by the brand name Teflon would be an example of that. There are some enormous disadvantages to this type of cookware. It peels, it sticks, it scratches off. It has a limited shelf life. It's easy to discard. It's simply not healthy for you. I mean, if any of you own a Teflon skillet or have ever owned a Teflon skillet, you see that over time the nonstick properties decline. The cooking surface scratches off, it flakes off, it gets in your food. This is simply not a healthy thing. Another common type of cookware is aluminum or anodized aluminum and such, a very, very soft metal that reacts very poorly with food. And we've come to find, anecdotally, that ingestion of aluminum can be harmful and such. So this is not a good type of cookware to use for our health either. Another type would be cast iron, and this is the type of skillets that we used to see grandma use and such. And cast iron is very heavy. It conducts heat wonderfully, but it is a very porous material as well, and it traps the oils and greases and fats that commonly occur in cooking and such, and so it's just simply a very unsanitary cooking surface. So going back to Nutristal with the T304 stainless steel and such, this is the health property. This is again, the most sanitary and hygienic cooking surface you can possibly use. So starting there at the very beginning with the raw materials, stainless steel is fantastic. The second part of that equation, that long thing I told you about, is waterless. What does waterless cooking mean? Well, waterless cooking refers to specifically the nutritional preparation of vegetables with little to no water. Now, how do we traditionally cook vegetables? Well, with water, and beyond that, more often than not, with high heat. We tend to boil vegetables, we steam vegetables, we microwave vegetables. My favorite example, Lance, has always been broccoli. I mean, how do we traditionally prepare broccoli? Well, we throw it in a sauce pot full of water. We turn the heat on to very high, and then we boil the absolute life right out of it. So by the time it's done, The water is green, but the broccoli is completely washed out. We typically dispose of the water down the sink. The joke we have at our company is that the garbage disposal then becomes the best fed member of the family. Why is that? Because that green color that just went down the sink represents all the minerals, nutrients, and vitamins that God intended to put in the vegetables to begin with. Nutrisol, the type of preparation, the waterless preparation, allows us to retain all those minerals, nutrients, and vitamins, literally 20 times more retention-wise than would happen with traditional boiling or steaming or microwaving and such. So by preparing vegetables the waterless way in a sealed environment on low temperatures, we do get to keep all those nutrients. So the question then becomes, what is it that allows us to prepare this in this sealed environment on low temperatures? And the slide that's up right now, for those of you that can see, is what's called the Nutri-Thermic Compact Base. Big long phrase again, but this is the very thick part of the bottom of the cookware. If any of you have seen it, if you own it at this point, you'll notice that Nutrisol's construction is very thick and heavy, and that base serves a very specific purpose in that it conducts heat very quickly. Even the lowest heat is picked up very quickly, and that it conducts it and spreads it out very evenly and distributes the heat along the cooking surface and such. The next feature of the Nutrisol cookware that allows us to cook the foods in this waterless fashion is the temp alert knob. The temp alert knob that appears on the cookware allows us to monitor the internal temperature of the cookware so that we're not constantly lifting the cover and looking at the food, because again, it's all about retention of minerals, nutrients, and vitamins. If we're always lifting the cover, steam is escaping, and that steam basically does represent all the wonderful goodness that should be in the vegetables. So we don't want to do that. So basically, again, we want to cook our vegetables in a sealed environment on low temperatures. So now let's make our fictional broccoli. What we do with any of the pans, with any vegetable we use, is to fill them about 2/3 of the way full. So we do create some volume. Now, what I'm about to say is going to sound slightly contradictory in that the first thing we're going to do is to fill the pan with water, and we're going to cover that broccoli, and then we're going to let the broccoli take a little bit of a drink, because most vegetables that are sold in supermarkets tend to be a little bit dehydrated before they get home to us. So all we're doing is sort of replenishing the water, and then we're going to pour the water off. So all the water that's left is sort of like the ambient little droplets left on the broccoli and such. And now we're going to cover the pot. We are going to turn the heat on to medium, and then we're going to keep our eye on that temp alert knob you can see on the screen there. It's in Celsius from 0 to 100. So what you're going to do is wait for the indicator, and this should probably take 4 or 5 minutes to get from that blue zone, which is 0 to 39 Celsius, into the green zone, which begins at 40 degrees Celsius. Okay. Once you've gotten to that level and such, you turn the heat down to low. And then, the lowest possible heat setting. The cookware consumes virtually no energy. And it's at that low setting that your cooking times actually begin. And then you cook the broccoli to its desired doneness, your desired doneness. Perhaps, if you like your broccoli crunchy, that's another 5 minutes. If you like your broccoli moist and soggy, another 15 or so. You're going to experiment. There's a slight learning curve with this product, but it's not rocket science. We always say the first week is the worst week, because you're migrating from these old bad habits of cooking, which is boiling, steaming, and all that, to nutritional cooking in a sealed environment. So it's going to take once or twice with the broccoli to get it the way you want, but when you get it the way you want, trust me when I say it's going to taste delicious, because, again, all of these things that we keep instead of lose, minerals, nutrients, and vitamins, these enhance the flavor and just make the whole culinary experience not only that much more nutritious, but that much more delicious. So in a very long-winded fashion, that does cover the waterless component of stainless steel, waterless, greaseless nutritional cookware. Now, the third part is greaseless. And greaseless simply refers to the nutritional preparation of meats. Now, meats could be steak, meats could be chicken, meats could be pork, but it's all about cooking these meats without any grease, any fats, any oil, anything that would traditionally lubricate the pan before we use it and such. All of those things are terribly unhealthy, and we want to avoid that. At Nutristal, we have 3 simple poems. The first week is the worst week, and that's jokingly references the fact that you're not going to get your broccoli right when you prepare it the first time probably, but you will the second time, the third time, and going forward. There's just simply a short but wonderful learning curve and such. The second poem we have is medium to low is all you need to know. Remember, in the case of the vegetables, we start the food preparation on medium heat. We wait until the dial traverses up to that green zone, which is the perfect zone, and then we turn the heat down to low. All nutritional cooking is predicated on low temperatures in a sealed environment. Now, the third poem is what relates to the preparation of meats, and that is preheat for meat. And what we do with the skillet, let's go ahead, we made some imaginary broccoli. Now we're going to make an imaginary steak. And we are going to preheat the skillet that comes in the Nutristal 22-piece set. Now, how do we know when the skillet is sufficiently preheated? Well, we turn the heat on to medium, and it can be covered. It can be not covered, the skillet. And, give or take about 5 minutes, we'll flick a little bit of water into the pan. Now, if the water just poofs up and evaporates, it's not properly preheated yet. But if the water, when we toss it in the skillet, beads up and kind of dances around like little balls of mercury, that's our signal that the pan is properly preheated, at which point we're going to take our steak and we're going to slap it right on the skillet. And the first thing we're going to notice is that steak is going to stick to that skillet like there is no tomorrow. You will think that you will never get that skillet off of that, that steak off of that skillet. But in reality, what's happening is that the steak is searing. It's a very natural process. It's searing. And all meats, be they beef, be they poultry, be they pork, have natural proteins. And as the steak is searing, the proteins begin to release from the steak into the skillet. And as these proteins release, within a matter of minutes, the steak itself is going to release, at which time you simply flip it over and cook it to its desired doneness. And depending on the thickness of the cut of meat, that could be 10 minutes, it could be 15 minutes, it could be whatever. But what we've accomplished and what's so important, much like the nutritional way we prepared the vegetables, is that we have now prepared this steak without any fat, any oil, any butter, any lard, any of the old school things that one used to use to grease a skillet to make to fry a steak. It is completely and totally absent of cholesterol, and it's the most nutritious thing you've ever tasted and such. So that, in essence, is the greaseless part of stainless steel, waterless, greaseless cookware. The last part of the equation is nutritional, and that is self-evident, frankly. I mean, what we've been talking about all along is the preservation of minerals, nutrients, and vitamins when we're preparing vegetables, and the absence of fats and oils and butters when cooking meats. So there you go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stainless steel, very hygienic, waterless, best way to prepare vegetables, doesn't boil away the nutrients. The greaseless, prepare meats without butter, fats, or oils. And nutritional, again, is self-explanatory. The cookware itself has a couple of really cool features that you just do not see on any other cookware. And we have a slide that's showing now that shows the trivet feature. And all of the covers to the Nutri-Stall cookware invert and function as trivets. So not only can you cook food in it, but you can serve food in it. And remember, because this is such a wonderful and healthy piece of equipment, that you can even store the food in your refrigerator in it. It's completely non-reactive, T304 stainless steel. Then you can reheat it, and you can serve it again. So the trivet feature is a wonderful thing. It solves a lot of problems. It allows you to easily take food from the oven to the table. But the other thing that's really neat and cool is what's referred to as the cradle feature. And you can see visually in this slide right here that all of the Nutri-Stall pans, particularly those with the two-side handles, the cover actually nests between the handle and the pot body. Now, why is that important? Well, I think we've all been in the dilemma where we want to stir something. Let's say we're making a sauce. And keep in mind, I mean, you can make anything in this cookware. We always say it does everything your old cookware did. It just does some wonderful things that your old cookware couldn't do. So, I mean, you can use it to make chili, and you can use it to make, spaghetti sauce, and it doesn't have to be covered or anything like that or anything. So we're stirring our spaghetti sauce. We pull the cover off to give it a stir. We're looking for a place to put the cover. Traditionally, there's no space on the countertop. So now with the wonderful Nutri-Stall cookware, we have this cradle feature that allows us to put the covers between, again, the handle and the pot body. Really cool. The first time people see it, it's just like Christmas Day. Ooh, ah. It's just really neat. So, I mean, to sum it all up, and again, I'm so appreciative of the time that you folks have allowed me. Nutri-Stall is just fantastic stuff. I mean, as you can see in this particular slide here, it is clearly lifetime guaranteed. You're going to save time because, again, that compact base conducts the heat so quickly, it's going to cook food faster. You're going to save money because, again, we're using much less energy because the majority of foods are being prepared on medium to low heat. And you're going to never have any replacement costs for the cookware because it's unconditionally warranted for the life of the product and such. And you're just going to simply feel better. Again, it's such a much more nutritious and healthy way to prepare a product, unlike anything else on the marketplace, and certainly unlike anything that you could purchase in a retail store. Now I'm going to take a breath and thank you all, and I'm going to ask Lance if there's any questions that he might have or things that he thinks that I might have missed.
I learn a lot every time I hear this presentation, and I really, the really cool thing about this particular set, typically when we're talking about a healthier lifestyle as it relates to food or supplements or whatever you're taking or eating tastes worse than food that you're used to putting in your body. Even though it's better for you, it tastes worse. And with this particular product, your food's not only going to be healthier, but it's going to taste so much better. And and then of course you pointed out some of the other benefits with saving time and saving energy and money and those types of things. And the fact that you have a lifetime guarantee, people really need to change their mindset of their cookware because this is an investment in their household, in their family, in their nutrition. They really need to treat this with some seriousness and change their mindset. And that's when you see people that use this set and after the first week or two that they're using it, they just will never, ever go back to the old set of cookware.
No, it's true. Absolutely.
You've seen that over and over and over, haven't you, Dave?
Well, clearly we have. And your point about the enhancement of flavors and foods, Lance, is so well taken. And I'll give you a brief example. I mean, most people are so clearly unaware of the natural sugars that come in carrots. And we all know that kids just hate carrots and all that. But when they're prepared the waterless nutritional way, they retain so much flavor. It's incredible. And these flavors are largely comprised of natural sugars. And you'll all be shocked, I think, at just how, kids in particular eat carrots for the first time and not only eat them but enjoy them. You'll see it in the color of the foods. I mean, because it retains all those things that normally get bleached and boiled out. I mean, the broccoli, when it's prepared, is just such a vivid green, as are the carrots, such a vivid orange. And I mean, it's not only healthy, it's not only tasty, but it's fun. It genuinely is.
So you got a set of cookware that not only serves its purpose in better tasting food and healthier food, but the cookware is also great for presenting your food or entertaining with guests. You can obviously serve it. You can store it. You know, one thing that I thought was really cool that I'd never seen before. Can you talk a little bit about the stackable feature of this set?
Well, you can. And I can actually. Stack cooking. And I'm sorry we don't have a diagram of that. Basically, the cookware is designed in a fashion where you can utilize the product all on one burner, you know, as a space-saving feature. If you look at, for example, in the left-hand corner of the picture, those bowls actually invert and can serve as covers, dome covers. And so, quite literally, you can put, if you need extra space on the range and such, particularly during the holidays when we're cooking a ton of dishes, you can flip that big stainless steel bowl over. You can cover the 6-quart Dutch oven, and then you can put the 3-quart sauce pot on top of that to cook gravy and keep foods warm or whatever, and then you can stack another pan on top of that. And literally it ends up being sort of a tiered thing, but again, because the bases of the cookware transfer the heat up so quickly and evenly, you can cook, bizarrely enough, 2 to 3 pans high on the same burner and still achieve the same thing. Now, if you don't think there's a savings of energy associated with that, you're crazy. It's amazing.
No, you're absolutely right. I remember when I was a kid and they're cooking Thanksgiving dinner, there was never enough burners, but also the food that was already done, they had to stick in the oven and it dried out, and obviously it used lots of energy in the oven just to keep it warm. So the fact that you can actually do the stacking feature, it serves a lot of different benefits. So this, just like a lot of the products and services that are offered with GoFun Places, this serves lots of different uses, a lot of different functions. It's got a lot of different benefits. And guys, I want to encourage you, if you haven't got it yet, get it in your home. I know we gave away several of these sets of cookware at the kickoff event, and I've heard stories of people that have got it and used it, and they're absolutely thrilled with it. So use those lifestyle dollars, take advantage of it. Real quick, Dave, before we let everybody go, you see the picture that's up there. Can you just real quickly rattle off what's included in that 22-piece set? And maybe just describe what's in the picture?
Certainly, Lance, as it relates to the cooking vessels themselves, from dead center, that little 2-handled guy is a 1-quart sauce pot, and the little baby pot, you can use it to, again, for warming soup, gravies, these types of things. In terms of trending upwards in size, to the far left lower, the long-handled pan is a 1.5-quart saucepan. To the extreme right, up by the whatever that may be, looks like parsley or chives or a hedge. I don't know. That's a 3-quart sauce pot, and then you're looking to the immediate left of that, a 6-quart Dutch oven, which would be more suitable for cooking roasts and such, and larger, soups, stews, these types of things for larger gatherings. Towards the lower right, there is the skillet. That's an 11-inch skillet and such. There's a steamer insert. To the far left, there's 2 what we call combi bowls, and these are utility bowls that can be used to store food, or, as I said, they can be inverted for dome covers. The smaller of the 2, for example, could be used as a dome cover for the 3-quart sauce pot to create more space. The larger of the 2 bowls can be inverted and used as a dome cover on either the 6-quart Dutch oven or the skillet, both to create more space as well. There's a variety of accessories, some of which will make sense as we talk about them, some of which will make no sense until you actually use them and watch the DVD that accompanies the the Nutristol cookware and such. And by the way, some of that DVD is excerpted on Nutristol.com if people want to reference that. But up towards the top left, that's simply a steamer insert. You can use that to degrease a hamburger, for example, and completely get the grease out of that before you fry it up or whatever. There is a grater down in the bottom towards the middle. There is a grater rack which fits inside the 3-quart sauce pot. So let's go back to our broccoli that we just made in the 3-quart sauce pot. Now we want to grate a little Parmesan cheese on top of that. We've got the perfect tool for it. And then when we want to get the grater out, that little lifter, that little handle immediately above that serves that purpose right there. The suction knob above that, when we use the bowls as dome covers, when we invert them and use them as dome covers, there's no handle on the bowls, and they're going to get a little warm, particularly if we're doing the stack cooking, Lance, that you alluded to. So that suction knob allows us to remove the dome covers quickly and safely and such. And there's a whisk to stir things up, and we always like to stir things up with Nutristol cookware.
Fantastic. That's a tremendous amount of value there. The one thing that we'll close with here, Dave, this picture does not do this set justice. The bottom of this...
My mother took that picture, Lance. I can't...
Well, the one thing I want people to know is the bottom of these things are extremely heavy and thick with this surgical-grade stainless steel along with the layering technology. When you pick these things up, I mean, for example, if you're picking up that skillet, it literally bends your wrist. I mean, this is a very heavy piece of cookware. It's extremely high quality. So I think when people open up this box and start seeing this cookware, they're going to be extremely pleased and I guess satisfied for what they've received.
You know, we always talk about commercial quality in a residential setting, Lance, and it is. It's the same quality of cookware you would find in the finest restaurants, built like a brick, as you said, but perfect for use in the home and well used accordingly. So.
Well, Dave, we took a little longer than I promised you, so next time I see you, we probably owe you a dinner or something. I greatly appreciate your time tonight. It was very informative. We are recording this, so we'll get this recording up on the website. And, Dave, I hope to have you on again sometime, and I greatly appreciate you getting on tonight.
Lance, the pleasure was mine, and it will be mine for anything in the future, and I wish all our friends at GoFun Places all the best. Thank you all once again for the opportunity to be a part of this.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
Have a good evening, Lance.
Guys, this concludes our product training for this Wednesday night. We will have this recording up on the website within the next day or two, so you can refer to that in the future. So I want to wish everybody a fantastic night. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. Tomorrow at noon Pacific time, tune in for the Kent McLaughlin Sizzle Call. It's about a 10-minute overview. Sometimes I'm on there as well and helping overview that with him. And then I believe tomorrow night is a webinar the same time at 6 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. So appreciate everybody's time again tonight. This does conclude the product training for this week, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. Good night, everybody.